This is the Sophie Scarf, one of the most popular knitting patterns ever created, and also one of the most hated ones. So today we are diving into how this tiny triangle scarf became an international phenomenon, why it went so viral, and how it changed knitting forever. Hey, I am Fanny, marketing girly by trade, knitter by choice. Let's get into it. The pattern was released by PetiteKnit, a Danish knitwear designer who was already kind of well known for her minimalistic style. And when it came out in 2022, on paper, there was nothing special about this pattern. No cables, no lace wizardry, no secret technique that you have to learn from your babushka. Except for the fact that it went mega viral. As of right now, the Sophie Scarf is the third most knitted pattern on Ravelry. And if you don't know what Ravelry is, it's essentially the Library of Alexandria of knitting. And by that, I mean that it's ancient, but if it would burn down, we would lose all modern knitting history. And I mean all. And to just put the Sophie Scarf virality into perspective, if we take all of the people who took the time and not just knit it, but also uploaded it to their Ravelry as a project, we could fill half of the Wembley Stadium. And if we are really honest with ourselves, we can fill the other half and two more with people who are just too lazy to actually upload their project to Ravelry, including myself, because I made 2.5 Sophie Scarf and I didn't upload any of them to Ravelry. So we can essentially say that hundreds of thousands of people made this pattern. And that's crazy. And honestly, I get it. I love it. I made multiple Sophie Scarf and I love them all. You can style it as a cool Parisian girl, you can style it as a Scandi minimalist, or you can style it like me and look like a really unhinged Boy Scout troop leader. Over the past few years, we have seen European aesthetics completely dominate social media. The hashtag Eurosummer became an aspirational lifestyle choice. Imagine all of the cool girls in their linen dresses, eating pasta in Italy. At the same time, the Scandinavian minimalist, effortlessly chic style completely took over our wardrobes. And then there is this Slavic girl movement, moody, mysterious vibes from Eastern Europe. And as a fellow Eastern European girl myself, I don't understand it at all. But go us, I guess. And there is the thing. A lot of these trends coincide with America feeling like a dumpster fire. And by America, I mean the US. I don't want to get political here, but you know what I mean. So in my opinion, people started to fantasize about escaping to this European dream. Sipping tiny espressos in corner cafes, eating a good old almond croissant for breakfast, and living in walkable cities where you don't need a car to exist. But this fantasy is not just about fashion, it's also about the lifestyle. It's about the better work-life balance, the affordable healthcare, the 4-week vacation, and it's also about the cities you had fallen in love with through Instagram filters. As somebody who grew up in Europe, I don't say that everything in the dream is true, but I also understand the appeal because I miss some of those things. But my point is that the Sophie Scarf tapped right into this Eurogirl fantasy. Hell, it's even named Sophie, which is a really highbrow European name. And whenever you style it, it literally screams, this old thing. I just threw it on before my morning coffee. I don't know, this is how I imagine cool girls think in their heads. I don't know. But honestly, I could do a whole video about this Eurogirl fantasy topic, so subscribe so you don't miss it. YouTube plug. I'm so amazing at this. So do you remember when having hobbies was uncool? Yeah, that's over. Girl, that's over. Since the pandemic hit, something fundamentally shifted. Suddenly everybody was stuck at home and we all wanted to do something with our hands that wasn't typing angry comments online. Enter the Crafty Girl renaissance. And don't get me wrong, trending crafts change every year. One year it's crochet and everybody is doing all of these granny square cardigans. Then it's junk journaling, so your feed is full of these amazing collages. Then it's adult coloring books. Then it's embroidery, then it's whatever. But the underlying trend doesn't change. Having a hobby is chic now. It became your personal brand. It's content. It's a conversation starter. It's a lifestyle. The phrase, "oh, I knit," doesn't hit the same way as it did 10 years ago. It's not a grandma hobby anymore. Because it means that I have interests outside of my 9 to 5. I make things. I'm interesting. And this is where the Sophie Scarf hit at the right moment. It's relatively easy to make, even for a beginner. You can literally finish it in a few days or in a weekend. And design-wise, it's neutral enough so it can appeal to almost anybody. So the Sophie Scarf became the gateway drug for thousands of people to join this Crafty Girl movement. It's approachable enough to start, fast enough to finish, and it's aesthetic enough to post about it on your social media. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. The Sophie Scarf didn't just become popular, it fundamentally changed how knitting patterns are spread and what makes a pattern successful in this modern era. First, it proved that virality means more than complexity. For decades, the most popular knitting patterns were the ones that were the most technically impressive as well. But the Sophie Scarf, it won on accessibility and on timing. And honestly, this is where a lot of the backlash is coming from. A lot of experienced knitters feel like it's overhyped, overpriced, and also it's too simple to get all of this attention. But as a counterpoint to that, even my sister, who doesn't knit at all, guys, doesn't knit at all, easily recognized the Sophie Scarf in a FaceTime call. And I also just made a second one of this Sophie Scarf to one of my friends. And she also immediately recognized it as something she already saw online, and she loved it. The Sophie Scarf proved that in 2026, a knitting pattern success doesn't only lie in the stitches. It's also about the story, the aesthetic, and how well it translates to a 15-second video. And whether knitters love it or hate it, it changed the knitting game forever.